Testing, 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 testing. All right. I'm on. Hey, this is our second tournament here in Youngstown, Ohio. We've got a little $1,000 added, little handicap tournament. Me and Earl are playing in it. Both me and Earl are giving up 2 games on the wire, racing to 5 on the winner's side, and 2 on the wire, racing 2, 3 on the loser side. So I'd like to, I'd say we have a very slim chance of getting anywhere in this, but we shall see. But we got 50-some players. I think we got about 55 players, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good tournament. We're getting ready to get started here in probably about probably an hour, getting the draw done and all the tables matched up, and we're doing a few different things. For instance, I'm giving away a free cue to whoever knocks me out on the loser side. And we're having a break and run contest here. And Earl's going to be doing exhibitions and teaching, giving lessons. I'm selling my cues here. I'm doing cue repair. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, it's a 3-day event tonight, tomorrow, and a little bit on Sunday. You know, we'll quit early enough so everybody can get home and get a good night's rest before, the week starts out. But so far, so good. Sooner or later, we'll get Earl up here and do a little talking. He's actually Earl Strickland and myself and my partner, Mike Moosey. Mike Moosey owns this ice house here, Ice House Billiards. And we went into an agreement with Earl we're a partnership. We're going to try and do a few things. First thing we're going to try to do is get a book wrote about Earl Strickland, his life story. And we have a lot of ideas, maybe to perk up pool a little bit. Pool's seems to me like it's in a little lull right now. I sure would like to see, things like they were back when I was younger. Where we get 100 of the top players together and, have great tournaments. That's something I kind of miss a lot of. Used to have tournaments all the time. Big numbers. Now it's, slowed down a little bit, but we're working on, trying to help out a little bit. And I know Mike Moosey, my partner, he's very interested in doing something for pool too, so this is really great having this live streamed. I hope that some people, have some enjoyment getting to watch Earl and some of these other great players we have here. Not too often you get to see, real live pool off your telephone, I guess. I don't know exactly how that works, but I know that's what we're doing. Yeah, we've got these new DVDs that we're selling of Earl Strickland. He does a lot of trick shots and a lot of interviews, and the interviews are like spectacular. You can't believe how good this videotape is. It's the best videotape I've ever seen personally. I'm not saying that because I'm selling it. It really is. It's a great videotape, great shots, and Earl is such a great, trick shot artist. He sets a shot up and he does it. I mean, that doesn't happen all the time, but that particular show, he was just right on the money about every time. He's always been my favorite player. He can really he impresses me. I've played pretty good pool in my life, but Earl is just like magic to me. I just love watching somebody that can do the cue ball and shots and has the knowledge he has in pool. But like I say, we got this videotape that's for sale. You can get it by calling my cell phone number, 864-430-7797. And we've got other products we're selling. We've got T-shirts, Earl Strickland T-shirts, and cue balls signed by Earl. And like I say, we'll have this book done here, in the too distant future. Plus my other products. I've got cues that I make and sell, and A lot of new products. A lot of new products I've got. I've got an orange crusher. It's a new brake cue. It's got a leather tip. It's legal. I've got a new brake cue. It's called the Grim Reaper. It actually comes in four sections. You got a shaft and three connections that go from a 6-inch to a 12 to a 13-inch, and they all attach to each other. So whatever kind of jump shots you got, you can come up with the right tool to make it. And then I've got a line for Dennis Hatch. He's another one of my player representatives. Dennis Hatch out of Buffalo, New York. In my opinion, he's probably the greatest American player. I mean, we've got a bunch of other players, but I think Dennis is he's right there on top. Got a line of cues from him, the DHXL, and we have my new line. It's the Mike Gulyassy low deflection cue, the MGLD. I'm playing with one right now. I really like it. It very little squirt in it. I really and the people that I've let use it, they really like it. So I hope a lot of people get to see this. I'm going to see if I can't get somebody up here with me to do a little talking. I'm going to see if I can't find the owner. We'll get his viewpoints on what's going on.
Yeah, grab that. You know how many people's hitting this? Really? Well, we'll talk. No, let me get used to it, and we'll talk that. And where's the hit at? What do you know? What do you usually get on something like this?
Just slips over the back of your
Like
ear.
this? Like this?
Over the back of your ear. You got it? All right. Say
What do we
test.
got?
Test.
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 Test. We're good. Hey, this is Mike Moosey. He owns the Ice House Billiards here. Nicknamed Zorro. How you doing, Zorro?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you
Yeah.
like your tournament so far?
It's not bad.
Not bad?
It's nice. You know, everyone nice turnout. Expect a few more players, but we still got a nice turnout.
Yeah, we got over 50. I mean, that's
Yeah,
okay.
It's not bad.
It's gonna be a nice, it'll be good challenge. You know, get $1,000. They're gonna shoot for a little money and.
Yeah, I got the cue. Beat you out of the queue. Hope it's me. I'm ready.
You got no chance of beating me out of my queue. I will play triple hard playing you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be live when I beat Mike. You're hearing it right from the horse's mouth.
No way.
I'm gonna win me a. I don't know if I'm getting an icebreaker or I don't know which one I want.
Orange Crusher.
Orange Crusher.
Or a Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
I might want an anvil. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know.
But yeah, it's a nice tournament. Real nice. Tell you what, I just got Mike's Orange Crusher. Tell you what a stick that is, man. It breaks really well. And believe me, I'm not a jumper. Jump balls, I got his Grim Reaper. I'm telling you what, guys, this thing is awesome. I don't know what he did, but this thing's awesome jump stick. Mike, give me a few tips on it and jumping really well with it.
Yeah, what'd you do? You jumped like the balls were what, about 4 or 5 inches apart?
Yeah.
And you jumped right over them the second try, wasn't it?
Yeah, I made it the fourth and fifth try. I made him. You had to show me a little bit on the wrist action.
Unbelievable.
But, real nice cue. Tell you what, Mike got a head on his shoulders. He knows how to build a cue. And Earl's playing with the Orange Crusher now. He likes it.
Yep.
But, that's something, 17 ounce. I always was brought up that, they say heavier cues better, but these guys are breaking with 17, 18 ounce break cues now.
Yeah, I think anymore, it's a lighter cue. They move faster. But, no, I've broke a few times with a 19 and 20 ounce cue, and, I broke pretty good. But I still feel like 18's about what I'm looking for as far as my weight. Everybody's got their own idea.
Yeah.
What works better.
But no, we got a lot of guys here. Look, guys from Cleveland, I see some guys from West Virginia in here, Pittsburgh. It's nice.
We got one guy from Georgia.
Billy Baru.
Billy Baru. Unbelievable. We got Billy Baru here. Don't think he can't play.
No, he could. Hey, Earl said, look at this guy. You don't think he could play a radio, but he could. But he could play some pool.
Yeah, we got a lot of good players in here, and most of these guys are, a lot of them play in the leagues.
APA. We have a lot of
APA.
APA leagues.
Yep.
We got some good girls, girl players.
What did we get, 4 or 5?
4 girls.
4 girls, yeah.
One girl is from Virginia, right by. She's an hour away from the U.S. Open. She drove all the way down here to play in the tournament.
Who was that? That was
Shauna.
Shauna, yeah.
You'll see
Boy,
her.
she's pretty, isn't
yeah,
she?
very,
Yes,
she plays good. Well, she'll definitely be on a TV match. Definitely
yeah,
put her
right.
on. But,
See, Early's up here making all these shots look. I mean, I can't even think about doing
Yeah.
this shot.
one thing about Earl, if he quits playing pool, he should be a stand-up comedian because he's hilarious.
He does that shot so easy.
He's hilarious.
Unbelievable. I don't know. He always amazes me every time he plays. You know, I watch him and I see the shot and I've seen him do it a million times, but every time I watch it, because I know I can't do it. That's what it is. If I could do it, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal. But
one thing I noticed, all them trick shots he made, his jump.
Look at this
draw.
shot he's trying to cut in.
Oh, cut it? Yeah.
He's going to try and cut this in. Yeah, like this is possible. Like there's a human alive that can make this shot.
He makes it.
He can't even.
He made it. Last time he made it, took him about 12 tries. He made it, 12, 13. But one thing amazed me, that jump draw, he didn't miss it the whole weekend. Every time he did that shot. Amazing.
Well, this is number 5. Missed it by a mile.
Hey, do you tell him about our money box deal we did outside?
No. Yeah, there's a money box outside the door. It says, tournament money. It's in some kind of fireproof, one of those steel fireproof boxes. And people have been looking at it. Nobody's really gone in it yet.
Look at that.
Yeah, right. He dogged it.
You got the Gary going. Got Gary from Florida. Gary Patrick, good friend of ours. Good promoter. He's out there helping out with Earl,
Yeah, I was talking about, the book we're going to write on Earl.
Oh, the book.
He's got so many stories. Oh, my gosh.
Tell you what, he stayed over. Last time he stayed over the house, Earl was up here doing exhibitions, and he stayed over the house. And I really don't want to bother Earl, but I tell you what, he don't care. I had people come over. He invited some more friends over, my daughter and my son, and he told stories all night. It was amazing. We was laughing all night. We couldn't. Oh, that guy, he had us going all night. That guy.
Got a story for every country.
Story for every country. 50 countries he played in.
Unbelievable.
50, he won 150 majors in the 90s, and not counting the 80s or after. That guy just,
150. That is just.
And I tell you what, his attitude's getting better. They had a few problems, but I tell you what, I don't have a problem with him.
He seems like he's in really good shape, doesn't he, Mike?
Very, he's doing a lot better. His attitude,
he looks like a kid, doesn't he? He looks like he's been running and.
He runs every morning, 5:30. He gets up and runs 5 miles every day.
Unbelievable.
Set-ups. He's getting ready for the Open. But he's really getting. I know before he acted. He had his problems, but he's, he changed a lot.
Yeah,
I think he's ready for a comeback.
Yep. I hope so. I'd like to see Earl come back and play pool like he used to. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but
he thinks he will.
One more time. I just want to see it one more time.
I can't wait for the book. I'm telling you what, I can't wait. It's exciting. His story. He got more stories. There ain't one pool player I could think of, and you know more than I do. Can you think of anybody that has his resume stories?
He's just been everywhere and done everything, and he used to be a gambler, and he played all the tournaments all over the world. He's won 5 U.S. Opens. How spectacular is that? And 6 World Championships. He won that he was talking about that McDermott tour that he used to.
He won that 6 times, I believe.
Yeah, that used to be a major, and he won that 6 times. His resume is just, it goes on and on and on. When he used to come to Akron and play in that Akron Open,
9
he
years
won
in
that.
a row. 9 years in a row, the Akron Open.
Unbelievable.
There's no,
Dayton, he won a lot of those tournaments at Dayton.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick Varner, and you know how high Nick Varner is, and he brags about Earl. He said Earl, he can't stop talking about Earl.
Well, it's like he says, when they all bring out their resumes, Earl's is a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'd say. 12 years old. How about someone coming, my son's a little bit older now. You have a 12-year-old son.
Yeah.
Imagine someone coming to your house and saying, Mr. Gulyassy,
we're
going to take your son on the road for 2 months. Do I have your permission?
Right,
12 years old going on the road.
Yeah, see, that's a story that I just heard. He said some guy came over his house and asked his mom if they could take him on the road, 12 years old. And he took him on the road and, he made money with him. That's just
That's
unbelievable.
funny.
You know, I mean, I know my parents wouldn't have let me go.
Nah.
I guess he was kind of lucky
12
that
years
he
old.
did.
I couldn't go across the street when I was 12.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
You know, he played. I mean, he played Jay Swanson. He was a kid. He played. He was what 17 years old. Played Mike Siegel in Mike's heyday, and Siegel couldn't beat him.
Yeah,
What was he 17 or 18?
Yeah, he was real young. I think they shot to a standstill. You know, that's when Mike Siegel saw the jump shot that nobody ever did before.
He didn't like it.
I mean, you know, I guess Earl was pushing out behind balls, and Mike Siegel said, "Go ahead and shoot," and Earl jumped it and made it and ran out, and Siegel was like, you know, what is this?
Foul. You
Yeah.
know, all you players, I tell you what, who I'm 47, 2 years younger than Earl. We're talking about some players, and you guys might remember of a player Earl I haven't heard from about for a while. It was Glenn Knowles from Alliance.
Yeah,
he was
Glenn
the one
Knowles.
he brought Earl to Youngstown. What a guy that was.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, he brought him in somewhere, didn't he, to play, to gamble,
Cornersburg
right?
Billiards.
Cornersburg
Youngstown.
Billiards.
Yeah.
And didn't somebody ask him who Earl was?
No, the story was Earl come in, some young kid come in, hair past his shoulders, got in a ring game with, I believe, Donnie Blevins, Don Steele, Paul Marty, Hugh Smith. His name was Nine Ball Smitty.
Yeah, that's when Paul Marty, real famous cue maker, he used to play, play pool and gamble.
And Earl gets in the game, and actually Donnie's here right now, and he firsthand he told us the story. Earl got in the game. He's up a few games. He made this unbelievable bank, and he got shape on this ball, which was impossible. Everybody pulled up on the game. Everybody quit. And then Donnie and Earl left, and Donnie goes, "Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to go play another ring game, or you're out." They left him out.
And then somebody asked Glenn who that was.
Glenn walks in. Glenn Knowles walks in. He goes, "Hey, who is that guy?" And Glenn goes, "Never seen him in my life." Glenn is another guy. He could have wrote a book. He was another,
Yeah, he was on the road all the time,
champion,
wasn't he?
but a good player, but he knew everybody in the world.
Right, yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he was. He was a great guy. Good player. Real good player.
Played all the games, played all the players. He could tell you stories.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, Earl, he's over the house. People come over, And one thing about him, he has a lot of patience because he don't mind. I figured he'd get tired of talking stories, but he'll go on and on.
Right, yeah, he's got so many. Oh, my gosh. He's always got a new one every time you talk to him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Man.
He played. How about a friend of mine made him a dinner. Earl was, last time he was here, he was telling us he went to China. And they went to have dinner, and they made fried bugs.
Fried what?
Fried bugs.
Fried bugs? I'll bet you ate a lot of those.
He goes, "Do you want it?" He goes, "No, I didn't eat bugs." I go, "What'd you eat, Earl?" I had peanuts the whole weekend from the hotel. That's what he ate the whole weekend was peanuts.
Fried bugs.
We got to get him on there, tell him some stories. When he's done, we'll get him up here.
We'll get him up here and
tell us some stories.
Tell us some stories, yeah, right.
He has to tell you I can't explain it, but he got to tell you when he played the Russian champ, whatever game that was.
Yeah, they got a different game in Russia.
Yeah.
I guess it's like it's on a 5x10 or a 6x12 table, and it's got real small pockets and real big balls. That's about all I know about it. And I believe you got to make the balls off the cue ball instead of the cue ball into a ball. I believe that's how it goes, but I don't know much about it.
But Earl told us a story. We was on laughing, so we couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Played the Russian champ. Earl never seen a game in his life. Didn't know the rules, and they played 6 games, and they said Earl would never win a game. He beat the guy the last game.
Right.
Beat him, which was unbelievable. Yeah, he got to tell you that story.
How'd you like to see another match of maybe Earl and Efren or something?
Yeah.
Huh?
Earl wants to play him again. We talked to him today, and he said he'd play him.
I think they ought to play another match. I think they had that one match. I think they ought to have another.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be happening in the future, not too distant future.
Earl's ready. I tell you what. And, playing with you, working with you, and because your position was pretty awesome when you was playing in your prime, and actually you're not too bad right now for not playing. And Earl's cue ball is getting like yours, getting a lot better than it used to be when he was playing.
Earl's cue ball. I mean, that's what I see about him that's different than when he was playing when he was younger. He just made everything when he was younger. I mean, from everywhere, every kind of condition. I mean, draw and foul, whatever it was, he could get there. But nowadays, his cue ball is like on a string. He reminds me of Buddy's cue ball. I mean, he just gets everywhere on the table like he wants to, and it makes the run out so much easier.
Yeah. But you know what, Earl? I tell you what, Earl. We talked today, and he's talking about how to change the game to make it better, and he had some pretty good ideas. What do you think? You
he wants to play in those 5x10s. I don't know if that'd ever happen. I think that would be a really good test for all these, professional players. I mean,
that would, yeah. But like he said, like doing the, he was talking about doing something. The pockets not so big.
Yeah, making the pockets like 4-inch pockets, and maybe extending the rails instead of having the big rubber pads. The rubber pads, they kind of help the balls go in because they don't bounce like the rubber does. And if you put a certain type of pad in it, maybe there's something in between rubber and the rubber pad and the rubber that they use on the rails, some different kind of material that could, make the pockets a little tougher. I mean,
well, the problem is, when he played, the cloth was a lot slower.
Oh gosh, the cloth back when I first started playing tournaments, we were playing on like Mally cloth, and the tables were totally different. Yeah, the pockets were bigger, but the cloth was so slow. I mean, you had to have a stroke.
Now, what's Earl called? Putt? What's he called when they play?
They ticky. They stop their ball.
They slough for all the balls. Now they don't. You don't have to have a stroke. Because I remember back then the girl couldn't draw a ball 4 feet. Now they're drawing them.
Well, everybody's drawing the heck out of them. I mean, the Simona's cloth is so quick, and it's so easy to get your ball around the table. But I mean, that's just the way the conditions have evolved over the years. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it definitely was different back 20, 30 years ago.
Well, Earl got that stroke where people, there's only a few people that could do what he could do.
That's true. That's very true. He's got one of the most powerful strokes in the world. I mean, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I tell you what, Earl, we're talking, and we're trying to see what we could do about doing a match with Earl and Efren. That would be, I
would love to see that over here in the United States.
Out of all the players in the world, those are probably like the two ones I like.
Two greatest players of our era. That's what that is.
They got to be.
Earl Strickland and Efren Reyes are the two best players.
Yeah. Like I asked Earl, I said, isn't it Boost of Money a little better, Boost of Money better than Efren? And Earl goes, no, Efren's the best. Boost of Money got a better break, but by far, he praises Efren. He goes, that guy's just amazing. Even Earl's awed by that guy, but by far he's the best Filipino, best player.
Yeah, he's always talked about it, Efren. And even I'd say, like 8-10 years ago when things started changing for Earl, he always talked about Efren. It was always Efren this and Efren that. I know that Efren had a big impact on Earl's, actually on his career. He was Player of the Year 3 years in a row. I mean, how amazing is that?
Is that Earl?
Earl was Player of the Year.
We doing all right?
Yeah.
We're doing okay.
Yeah, we're still on. I guess we just don't have a signal right now, but he says we're still on. Yeah, Earl, when I was playing professional pool, Earl was Player of the Year 3 consecutive years. I mean, that is just unbelievable. I mean, Nick Varner was Player of the Year 1 year, and gosh, I can't remember who, but I just know that Earl, he just dominated pool.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember playing him. I played him quite a few times, and he beat me every time. I beat him one time, but I tell you the truth, he gave me the last 2 games. He was in that whatever you call that mode he's in now. He gives up games, but
the Strickland.
I mean, I felt like I was going to run out. I played real good against him. I beat Efren once too, but
you use him on a player. You have a world title.
Well, I won one, but it's I wasn't the caliber of player those guys were. No, nowhere near it.
Well, who is? I mean, that's just a very few. But you hung in with everybody.
Well,
but it was a lot of I tell you who else Earl talks about too is Siegel. He talks about
unbelievable.
But he come up the way Earl did. The old things are different now than they used to be.
Yeah, they used to come up gambling. I mean, we played pool every day, for money, which, good or bad, it was a good training. You really put your heart out when you're playing for your money.
Well, that's how it was. And they weren't hustlers, just gamblers. There's a difference.
They just got up there and played tough action every day.
There's a difference. People mistake that.
They wanted to play everybody that, carried a cue stick. They wanted to play them. They wanted to beat them,
And they played their game. Earl made me laugh because we talk about gambling, and we're sort of grew up around the same time, and you go in a place, and I said, Earl, what's the difference now than back then. He goes, back then I go in a pool hall. I go, who wants to play 20 a game? He said they would run them over like cattle. Then he goes, you walk in the pool room now and said, hey, who wants to play 20 a game? And the guy goes, where, are you a 7?
Yeah, that really has changed since I started playing pool.
Yeah.
I used to.
Oh, good.
I used to think that that was going to be my whole life's career, was just getting up, going to try to find action somewhere, playing for money, and late at night you matched up with all the good players that used to we'd all congregated a 24-hour spot, and I used to think that was it. I thought that was my whole life, and I really loved doing it, but just like anything, everything ends eventually.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
Where you hung out was a pretty famous place. About everybody in the world played there.
Yeah, the Hilltop. Yeah, in Hudson, Ohio. They had it was actually like kind of a truck stop motel, and they had one big table. It was a Gold Crown one, and they had 2 bar tables. And they had a bar, and people come there when the bars closed at 2:30. Everybody ended up showing up at the Hilltop, and they always matched up. It was a great spot for action. I lived there for 10 years, and it was kind of like my pool school.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty. I was there toward the end, but I mean, I talked to players. Everybody went there from Wade Crane, Morgan from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Larry Hubbard.
Everybody was there.
Everybody and anybody was there. Earl.
Right.
Earl. When I asked Earl first time I met you, he goes, I remembered Mike from the Hilltop. And that must have been years ago.
I don't even remember seeing Earl there.
He remembers you. I tell you what about Earl. He got a memory. He remembered when he was at the Akron Open in '82, and I'll never forget this. Earl had hair past his shoulders. He couldn't see, and my friend of mine, Ray Sharkey, gave him a hairpin to put on his hair.
Oh, he had really long hair, huh?
Real long hair. I had to put a pin so he can see it. And he's seen Ray Sharkey here. He goes, you're the guy who gave me the hairpin at the tournament. He remembered Ray.
Really?
I mean, Earl got a memory.
Unbelievable.
That guy,
I can't remember yesterday.
Hey, let me see if we get Earl on here.
Well,
he's out there. Hold on one second. Let me see if I
go see if you can find him. Man. We've got different people that are going to be playing on this table. Just whoever gets the draw and is scheduled for this TV table or internet table, I guess. That's who's going to get to play on it. So I'm really excited about this. This is great. This is really something new. Getting to play live on the internet. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, we work so hard to learn how to make balls and get shape and win what we can, and now we got a chance to play in front of the whole world. That's just technology. It's great. It's great. I can't wait till we get this show on the road. We're pretty close to. Well,
hey, Mike,
all they got to do is get the draw together, and they will be started.
Mike, I got Earl here. Hey,
here.
Earl, here, have a seat here. I want you to sit with Mike for a minute.
It goes like this. Check it out.
Trying to get hooked up with
Back
these.
here like this.
Trying to get hooked up with these microphones. So what's up, Earl?
Nothing much. Just out there warming up on the table and shooting some, testing the trick shots and seeing if they'll go.
How are they going?
The table's playing great. The climate's really dry here right now.
Is it?
Pool's really at its best in the fall and the winter, without a doubt.
Right.
We get rid of a lot of humidity, and it's really enjoyable to do trick shots and stuff then because they go a lot easier.
They play a lot easier in the fall and the winter than they do in the summer, don't they?
Yeah, I remember. You remember Steve Gumphreys, right?
Oh yeah, I remember Steve Gumphreys.
Steve, when I first met Steve, he told me he never played pool in the summertime. I said, "Oh, you're crazy." He says, "No." He says, "It's too difficult. It's just too hot, too sticky all the time." He says, "I go to work in the summertime." I said, "I never heard of a pool player that worked." Not as physically anyway. Not just, but yeah, he was the first guy to make me aware of that pool really is a tough game in the summertime.
When the table is wet, what really changes?
Well, I think the number one thing a lot of people out there that really don't know, and maybe even pros don't know this, and it's something I've learned from experience. And the number one thing to me is keep the spin on the ball. And when it gets wet, the spin, the number one thing that happens is the spin goes off the ball quicker.
So the wet table slows it down.
No.
No?
Once the spin goes off the ball, it'll speed the ball up.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, you'll lose position going longer, actually, bouncing further than you wanted to go.
So the table's very unpredictable.
Absolutely.
So you might hit the rail real soft and it travel a lot more distance than you thought.
That's exactly what's the problem is. When the bed is slower than the rails, you're going to have a hard time playing pool. If you play good, if you play well that day, the balls are rolling
Don't
right.
they call that boinging?
I call it the boing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody understands what I mean when I say that, but
Right, yeah. Yeah, I know in a lot of the finals it seems like the tables boing sometimes, don't they?
well, yeah. If you can keep lights on the tables like they do at the U.S. Open on the final table, if you can keep a lot of lights around the table, that keeps everything dry, and then the crowds, the humidity from the audience can't affect the table then. But they're playing the U.S. Open at the right time of the year now.
Right.
The conditions there will be a lot drier in October, and it's a lot better tournament in October than September.
So that's like in a week we'll be going to the U.S. Open, and
I think the tournament is just going to be way more successful at the time of year they're holding it. It's just the right time to hold it.
well, Barry, I talked to Barry a few days ago, and he seems to think they're going to have 256 players. Wow, what a tournament!
Well, I hope they have a lot of players, but that ain't my most concern there. When I go to play the U.S. Open, I'm worried about the conditions.
Right,
And I know that I won't have to work as hard and struggle on the boing.
Right.
I won't have to. The tables are going to play nice.
Well, how do the TV tables play over the TV tables? Because of the lights, does it stay pretty consistent?
Well, it's like I said, there's a big audience around that table. If there were no lights around that table, it would become a little bit humid around it.
Right.
But like I said, the lights, the canvas, the floodlights are hidden by canvas.
Right.
Those floodlights, put off a lot of heat. You don't realize how hot it is under that canvas. That canvas is pretty thick to keep from catching on fire even.
Yeah.
So, that's for the audience, What they're doing there is they're creating contrast for the audience. One day you have to change that. If you really want to make pool right, you got to create contrast for the television, not for the audience.
They don't do that.
No, that's how you create shadows. That's why the shadows are on the table. The best way to play pool is not have those shadows.
Right,
So,
right. Cause
you know that, Mike, as well as
I
I do.
know it's a distraction when you see a dark. And
I don't
light
want to
side.
sound like I'm crying again. I've cried so many tears, I ain't got none left. I just.
There you go. Well, you told me that you really believe you could win a U.S. Open again.
Yes, I do. I believe I can win it this year. Obviously, I need a right draw. I really don't think I need the right draw anymore. I'm a lot healthier now.
You are healthy.
I
You
was
look like
more
you've been
worried
working
about, my health a lot of times. I can't, feel good day to day the same or consistently. I'm not worried about the draw as much anymore, so that's a good sign for me.
Yeah.
Usually I go there saying, well, I better draw the dishwasher, the cook, the cab driver, the bus driver, and a bag man, one of those cart guys, from under the freeway. For the first 5 matches to have a chance. But now I don't care. If I draw Corteza right now, I think I can beat him. And so that's a good feeling for me.
That's great.
And I know the tables are going to play calm. I got to pick up my break a little bit, though.
Yeah.
That's one thing I really think I got to pick up for sure.
Well, I know sometimes you break off for good. I mean, sometimes you don't. I mean, isn't that kind of like everybody?
Corteza stopped me last year. That's why I mentioned that. I think I would have had a chance to win a tournament last year, but he outplayed me, and I let him get to me, and I won't do that this time.
Good.
I'm a little healthier, and I think that I can overcome some of the adversity.
Well, I would love to see you do good out there, whatever.
And I'm going to try. I think I'm going to really try a lot harder this year. For some reason, I've made up my mind that I'm really, really, really going to try. Even if I'm down 10-0, I'm going to try to win.
That's
So
what I like.
no
to hear.
tanking, no
Right.
none of that tennis tanking. Tennis player, that's what they call it in tennis. If a guy's down 5-0 in the first set, he usually tanks the 6th game.
Just give it up. Just give it up, right? Right.
But I'm going to really try every game.
Well, that'll be great to see. I know I'm going to be there. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I got to see this 2010 U.S. Open, and I think it's going to be spectacular. You know, they're letting the girls in this year. I don't know about that, but that's what it's going to be.
Well, you know, maybe sometimes you have to do what you got to do different things to pick up the interest in the game right now.
Right.
I know we're all struggling. I still don't think that's the answer to it, and I'm not going to never agree to letting the women play. I'm a men player, and it's a men's organization, and that's the way I follow the guidelines.
Right.
Every sport in the world's that way. You know, nothing in this sport is co-ed. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, really.
It really isn't, but
It's an individual game, period. But, you know, I don't care. I don't think a woman can win the U.S. Open. I don't think it'll ever happen in my lifetime. I don't think it'll ever happen, period. Because that tournament's only going to get more difficult to win.
oh gosh, it's the hardest tournament
You know,
in the world.
I won it in 2000. This is the longest I've ever been without winning it, 10 consecutive years. So it's starting to prove how difficult it's getting to win. Obviously, my game hasn't been there in the last 10 years.
Right.
I really believe my game and my health, or my mind. So I'm going crazy half the time, you
So
know.
when was the last time you won that?
2000.
2000
I won it
was
in
the last
2000.
time,
That's
so-
the last time I won it. And I won it with a legitimate field. It was, I think it was 256 man board then.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was if it wasn't 250, it might have been more. I thought you said this is the most players they ever
Well, I
had.
thought Barry. I don't know.
I
if
thought
it's the
they'd had
most.
more before.
Well,
once.
I didn't know that. That's.
I think they've had more before.
That's a lot of players.
I really.
That's a lot
I
of
think
players.
he's cutting it off at 256.
Unbelievable.
I don't know for sure, but I believe that's what he's doing.
Well, you know, Barry told me he's going to have something special this year. I don't know what he's got cooked up, but I guess he's got something special for
Well,
the
Barry's a
winners.
beauty now. I'll say that for my buddy John Herkey if he's listening. He's a real beauty. I use that term a lot because everybody's a beauty. They really are. I'm not the only beauty on this planet, I'll tell you. There's a few other million along with me, maybe 7 billion.
Right.
But
Well,
this
you-
tournament, I don't know if I'm looking forward to this either.
No, this is.
I got to give up the world.
This is impossible.
The
Well,
sh-
I'm with you.
I mean, what is it, a race to what?
it's a race to 5, and you got to give up 2 games on the wire.
Yeah, race to 5. If I lose, I'm pretty much condemned man in this tournament
Well, I understand.
because I've only got to lose 1 game in the loser side to lose the match.
Right.
3-1 I'm playing.
Yeah,
And,
race to 3, giving up 2 games on the wire.
so I pretty
little
much
tough.
better stay on the winner's side. If I go on the loser side, I can pretty much write myself off.
Absolutely. I guess they're calling the table.
Unless
now.
there's only a couple of players left when I lose, and then
Right.
I could weasel out of that. But
Well, you know, the finals is a race to 5, so
if I lose early in this tournament, I'm pretty much done.
are they doing the draw, Mike? I mean, the table assignments? Not yet? Well, they're just practicing right now. On the
But I
table.
want to say congratulations to Francisco Bustamante this year for winning the World Championship.
Where was that at?
After I stopped him in 2002, which was a really heartbreaking loss for him because he played so well against me. But the gutty player that I am, I pulled it out. And I won that on guts because I was sick at the time. I wasn't healthy then. But I'm not making excuses. I made some great shots in that match, and I think that's how I won it. Bustamante only did one thing wrong in that match. He broke and scratched in the 28th game, the 29th game. He broke and scratched, and it cost him the tournament. It's
Well,
amazing.
you had to be with him the whole time to win it.
I'm glad to see him win this year. I think he's a remarkable player. He's a player that should win the World Championship. He's got one of the best breaks I've ever seen.
Best I ever saw.
And I actually predicted years ago when I first saw him, I said, here's a guy that'll win majors. And this is only his first one. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I think he's got a U.S. Open that's left in him if he can stay healthy.
Has a Filipino ever won the U.S. Open?
Yeah, Efren's won it,
Efren won it.
and that's it.
That's it. That's amazing because those
That
guys
is
play
amazing
pretty
stat
sporty.
there. That really is an amazing
All those
stat.
guys play
Well,
so
it just
good.
proves what a great tournament the U.S. Open is.
Tough tournament. Yeah.
And it's American-based still to this day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's not a tougher one in the world, is there?
I still believe that it's going to, you know, you've got to beat the Americans to win the U.S. Open. You really do. I'm proud of that fact that tournament does. Seems like anywhere else we go in the world that we're not a favorite. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But I still say if we go to that 5x10, you'll make me a favorite
Well,
again. Nah, just kidding.
I was talking about that earlier. I think that would be great. I'd love to see you guys play.
Don't
the
think
5x10.
I can't play on a bigger table. I want to see those guys have to use their stroke.
Let their stroke out.
And me and Mike and I were talking over lunch earlier today. Actually, Mike Moosey and Mike Gulyassy. Mike and Mike. We're going to have the Mike and Mike pull show soon.
Squared, right.
Earl in the middle, not just joking. You guys won't survive, not just kidding. But anyway, we were talking about maybe having a 5x10 tournament just to see what it's
that
like.
Would be unbelievable. That would
Just
I'd
to
love
see,
to that.
just to see what it's like. You
that
know,
would be a challenge.
bring back the old classic 5x10, like it was back in the 1800s and the early 1900s.
That's all they played on, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
5x10.
Irvin Crane said professional pool died when they went to a 4.5x9. But you know, a lot of times I talk about the 5x10, then I get up and miss a shot on these, and I go, I can't even play on these. I want to play on a bigger table, and I can't make these shots. You know, pool's a funny game, ain't it?
Sure is.
I think it's the hardest game in the world. I don't care.
I agree with
You know, people can criticize me and call me, you know, whatever they want to call me, but I say pool's the hardest game in the world. I say you gotta play, you gotta practice more than anything.
yeah.
It's just amazing, and then you still aren't any good at it. It seems like you can miss the most easy shot, or you just miss position on a ball you just think you should never do it on.
Right.
And it just goes to show how strong the mind is
Right.
over a physical aspect. You know, people don't realize how strong the mind is.
Yeah, that's
You
how
know?
they make them real hard shots, isn't it? Just
I
really
run almost every day. I probably run 300 days a year, 4 to 5 miles a day. And I don't do it for my body. I do it for my mind. My mind is what I'm trying to make better.
Right.
And my heart. And I think those two together, if I can become a little more sound heart and mind wise, I won't dog those shots.
Sure.
I won't miss under pressure against those young guys when I got them. When I got them beat and I'm running out to win, or I'm getting out a crucial game that's going to make the difference in whether I win or not, I'm not going to dog it. And that'll be the difference as I get older. So that's a good thing for you young guys out there right now. And if any of you good players are listening that are, you know, young pros, you ain't going to stay young forever. You might be in 10 years. If you're 35 right now, you're going to be 45 in 10 years. In 10 years, if I'm healthier than you, I'm going to rob you. So you better take that to the bank and remember it right now.
Oh, okay.
I'll be robbing people that are younger than me right now. If they don't stay in good shape,
Right. Earl,
I'll be robbing
They're
them.
getting ready to call your match. You're going to play the first match up here on this.
Oh,
TV
you're going to
table.
put the pressure on me right away,
yes,
huh?
Sir. We're going to
Well,
put it on you right now.
I know I'm up here running my mouth, but I can get up there and dog it as easily.
Anybody can do that. We're
That's
all allowed
what.
to dog
It's
it.
the hardest game in the world.
Hey,
Maybe it's a
Carl,
little easier on these bar tables.
How do you like this tape you made? You got to see it. Did
Well, you
like
know,
it?
this isn't a bad tape. It's got some trick shots in it. It's got some stroke shots. But the best thing of all is some of the lingo in it. Some of the things I'm talking about.
interviews, Right.
Just ask me. They're asking me a few questions. It's 26 minutes long, short and sweet. Sit down, have a beer or something.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Well-
It'd make a great Christmas present.
Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck in your match.
All right, let me
I'll
go
be
play
doing
my
better.
match, and maybe I'll come back later.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Come back later.
But don't believe everything I say. But and pool's a great game, and we got to make people realize that.
Yes.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right. And, you know, if you want this videotape, just give me a call. and I can get one out to you ASAP. It's a $20 bill. That's shipping included. And you just call me at 864-430-7797. We'll get this tape out of you. It's got some great shots, great interviews with Earl, and I believe you really enjoy it. Well, they're getting ready to play this match, and I've got to go downstairs and... oh, we're going to announce the match? Oh, great. Well, we're going to have Earl and one of these young guns up here getting ready to play this race to 5. And whoever it is, they're getting 2 games on the wire, so it's going to be a 5-3 race.
Hey, you didn't tell the guys who finished runner-up last tournament, did you?
What's that?
You didn't tell them who come runner-up last tournament here, did you?
Who won the last tournament?
Who come runner-up?
Oh, runner-up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I came runner-up here last tournament. I finished second. I don't know how I did. Well, last time I only had to give up 1 game on the wire.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fair because I haven't played much pool in the last, 10, 11 years.
Yeah. But you know what? Nobody believes a pool player.
But I don't lie, Mike. Yeah, I had a great tournament I was just like 1 inch away from winning it. If I didn't get hooked on that last ball, I made a great shot on the 1 ball, cut it in on the short rail, came up and down the table, and if I just stop an inch shorter, the 4-9's wired. I was real close.
I tell you what a shot, what a jump combo you rattled the pocket. What a shot that was.
I was only about a chalk's distance from the ball when I jumped it, and I got over it, but I just hit a little bit off center, and actually I ended up leaving him a pretty bank shot.
A dead bank combination.
Well, I don't know about dead bank combinations, but he did shoot it like it was a dead
it went
bank
straight in.
Yeah, it didn't touch a rail, did it?
No.
And he didn't slow roll it, did he?
No, it was straight in. What a tournament. A nice tournament.
It was great.
I was disappointed this time. We had 102 players last time. What do we have this time?
Well, we got 56 or 57.
Yeah, which isn't bad. It's still not bad for tournaments anymore.
No, there's a lot of other things going on around here, so, it's hard to split everybody up all over, in the same area, have same tournaments and not, you're going to get slow fields if, I don't know, I guess organization is the key to having, good tournaments. But, everybody's got to try to make a little money, so everybody's trying to do the best they can to, make everybody happy and have something to do.
Yeah.
But we can take 50 players and have a good tournament.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
And, they still get to split up that $1,000 I'm putting up, so somebody's going to get paid real.
1,000 in a queue. One of your queues.
Yeah, whoever beats me, they're gonna if they want an Orange Crusher or a Grim Reaper, that's my new break queue and my new jump queue. They can get one of those, or if they want a playing queue, I've got the new Dennis Hatch line. They can get one of those. There's a lot of things they can get playing in my tournaments.
And you're playing with the new low deflection queue.
Yeah, I'm playing with my new Gulyassy low deflection queue. I really like it. I can aim pretty much at where I'm. At the contact point with a lot of spin and there's not much squirt in it, so that's a new thing. I'll tell you what, Earl taught me all about that spin in the ball, which I've always been a middle ball player all my life, but that spinning, that'll get you out of trouble.
Yeah, well, like you said, what do you call it? Spins all the time.
Who?
Didn't you say Efren spins every ball?
Every
Is this
shot.
the match? Hey, this kid here's a good local player. He's playing. Matt Rudder. Like Earl said, he don't look like he could play the radio, but this kid could play a little bit. Earl's, he don't have to like this match.
Well, giving up 2 games on the wire, it's pretty tough. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if. Oh yeah, I know this guy. He's a shot maker.
He is. He played in the U.S. Open last year.
I think a little nervy. It's hard to play Earl. It's hard to play a guy that has got that name like Earl does.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you get off your game a little bit. Let's see if Earl can run out here. He's got a little tough shot here being on the rail. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Looks like a pretty routine out, unless he gets a little bit messed up on the hitting the 9 ball here. Oh, no, he's
he's good.
Yep, he looks like it's a routine out for Earl.
You know what Earl told me, stuck in my mind. He said when they went from 9-foot tables to 8-foot tables. Willie Mosconi told everybody that pool's going to go downhill when they start going smaller tables. Remember Earl was telling us that?
Well, he said that they said when it went from 10-footers to
9.
9-footers, that's when it went downhill. You know, back in the 1900s, Mike, that's all they played on was 10-foot
Yeah.
tables. They used to have pool rooms with 150 10-foot tables in it. I mean, pool back in the 1900s was like unbelievable how big the sport was.
Yeah.
I heard of a tournament back in the 1900s where the first prize was $50,000.
Wow.
And if you equate that to money today, I mean, it would be millions.
Yeah.
Millions.
Well, back then, back in the late 1800s, pool was where golf is today.
I agree with you.
Pool, that's where it was. Pool
it was one of the most prestigious sports that we had in the United States. It was a gentleman's game, they said. And heck, look at the players we had. You know, Willie Mosconi and Ralph Greenleaf and I mean, we had
All
some great
stars.
players all
Alex
throughout the years.
Karras, yeah.
Right. I mean, pool's always been an American sport. I think.
Yeah.
Well, Earl won the first game. Let's see how he breaks.
Oh, look at that.
Breaks,
You gotta
wide
break.
his cue ball. One
Get
ball
around
come
that too.
in,
He's hooked. Uh-oh. He's not happy.
Well, that's it's part of the game. If he got a shot every time, he wouldn't lose too many games.
Nah.
He's going to try a little safe here, I think. Oh my gosh, he
Uh,
spun it in.
man,
See
what a
that?
shot.
Put a little spin on it and hooked it in.
Nah, he gotta get it.
grabbed it. He grabbed the ball.
Yeah.
That was a great shot. He still got trouble with the 3-6. Let's see. It looks like he's coming for the side pocket. There he goes. Well, he's not easy. See what he's going to do here. You never know with Earl.
Nah.
He's got a lot of things he can do. Bank, cut. Nice shot.
Nah, it's don't get easier.
Little inside English. He's still got a tough shot on the 6. Even though it's a bar table, you got to stay in line.
But these pockets are they're not as easy as an average bar table. These,
That's unbelievable. Now, JR's right here. He's showing me on his cell phone the match. I cannot believe it. That's unbelievable.
Look at the clarity.
It looks as clear as a bell.
This is a new iPhone app that we're putting out. It'll be available very soon.
Oh my gosh, that is just unbelievable.
You can go and get this page. I have this page built, and you can go to our site and just click on it, and you can watch this page.
So you just go to inside.
Two Earl shape on the 9. Nice shot, Earl.
And it'll say live streaming.
And it'll say live streaming, and that's how you get on. Unbelievable. On the cell phone. On the iPhone.
They can get that patch on the website. Yep. Look how clear it is.
It looks just like a TV does
Yeah.
on the cell phone. That
Wow.
is just, that's high tech. That's great. Well, here's Earl. He's running out again.
Now it's race to
Excellent
3.
match. Yeah, now it's an even race, isn't it? Well, that puts Earl a little bit, maybe got a little edge here. Yeah, go on that website, that Inside Pool website, and you get about anything you want on that. All kinds of pool matches.
Now,
Watch our tournament live.
Oh, rack your own. He's checking his own rack. What's up with that?
What happened?
No, it's right. He was busy talking to JR. Earl won the second game. Earl apparently something moved off the rack or something.
Oh, something.
Well, what's Earl on his playing with your cue? Is he breaking with the Orange Crusher yet, or does he have his old break stick?
That's my cue he's playing with. That's his line of cues that I made him. The Earl Strickland line that he's playing with. It's a forward-weighted, small-handled cue that he plays with. Let's see what he's breaking with. I believe he's breaking with the playing cue. I believe he is. Yep, he's breaking with his playing cue. Well, he told me today, Mike. He said that you can control the ball a lot better with a regular tip.
Oh, on the break.
Well, and it could be because it's the bar table, or maybe that's what he's going to break with at the U.S. Open. I really don't know. We'll find out when he gets there. I'm really excited. You're going to the U.S. Open, aren't you?
Heck yeah, I'm going to be with
Heck
you.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
So I'm going to move them cases around for you.
That's
Help you
right.
set up shop.
I need all the help I can get.
Then,
All
you
right.
know, we're going to get Earl set up,
It
too.
looks like he's got to do a pretty good draw here to get on the floor. Yeah, boy, what a stroke he's got.
Yeah.
What a stroke.
You know, people, if you like Earl, don't like Earl, whatever, but you still got to love to
Gotta
watch him play.
Gotta watch him. He can sure play some pool. I think he is dead out of line there. Let's see what he does here. He's got to do something. Bank the 6, cut it in. I don't know. You know, we really got to thank JR for doing this, you know, live streaming our tournament. It's
yeah.
just,
Tell you what, it took him a day and a half to set everything up.
oh my gosh, he was setting this thing up for I don't know.
Earl
all
just
day today. Tried yesterday. The ceilings here are what? They're like 30,000 feet in the air.
16-foot ceilings.
16-foot ceilings, and he had like a 12-foot ladder.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out too good as far as reaching the ceiling. But he finally got all this equipment up, and what a great picture. All right, now we got this man. We'll see how he does. He needs to get on the board if he's going to do something with
Well,
it.
he'll get out.
Matt Rudder.
What-
Matt Rudder. Matt hit a little weak there. He's going to have to come with a shot. Nice shot. One more shot.
He's a shot maker.
Well, he's going to have to make one here. Come on, let's make this a match. Oh yeah, right in the heart. Nice bank.
Tell you what, he's a shot maker.
He sure made a good
Earl
bank
said
there.
he don't look like he can play radio, but I think he can play a couple. Guys,
Earl's he's got his own unique way of putting things.
he's
doesn't
funny. I tell you what, he could be a comedian.
he? Yeah, he could.
Likeable guy. I'm telling you what. There's when he first came here, there's a few people that really didn't like him, but they really never knew him either.
No.
They just know what they heard. And once they met Earl, they said, you know, they just fell in love with him.
You know, Earl's had some bad times in his life, but I really believe that he's a changed man. I really
Yeah.
do. I think he's doing so good, and he's playing great pool, and you know he's talking to the people again, and just the fact that he said he could win the U.S. Open
Yeah.
again was just, I mean, that floored me because he lived with me for like I don't know 4 months at my house, and you know when he was having some tough times, and well, he was down on himself.
Yeah.
You know, and he really seems to be a changed man now. So I would love to see
think
him
so.
win one more U.S. Open. That would just be icing on the cake for his career.
No,
Uh-oh.
that was a tough shot.
There we go. Now we got a chance to, let's see, so the score is what?
2-1. Earl needs 3. Matt needs 2.
Right. So if Matt wins this game here, he's got a pretty good edge.
He gets, yeah.
That's not a good thing to do. Scratch on the...
Well, plus that was the idea of this tournament. You wanted
right,
this tournament.
I wanted the underdog to have a very good chance to win this. I mean, I wish I could really come up with a format that could match up the amateurs and someone like Earl. I mean, you know, one of the world's greatest players. It's pretty hard to do, but I've got some ideas to maybe, you know, accomplish that. We'll see what happens, you know, in the future.
But no, we had talked about it today. We got some ideas, and this is working still. I mean, 50 players nowadays is pretty good, almost 60 players.
I think this tournament, all we have is Earl and myself and the person that won the last tournament that are actually spotting people.
Yeah.
Everybody else is pretty much even, and I think they're mostly like 6s and 7s on the you know, the leagues.
Yeah.
So they're all
that's
pretty much evenly matched, you know, and it's a short race, which that equalizes a lot of the you know, chances of winning.
Yeah.
I know I played in the World Series of Tavern Pool, and it was a race to 2 twice, you know, 2 out of 3 2 times, and I'll tell you what, everybody in the world was there, all the champions, and they were out by the second round. Unbelievable. Short race, you got to have a heart. You got to get up there and run out when you get a chance. That was a pretty good save Earl played. And then mine looks like his little blocker, you know, for the
Hey,
kick.
you got to do me a favor. Get a girl Earl back up here. He told us a story about Parika.
Oh, we got to hear this one, don't we?
Parika beat him one time.
That was a great kick he made. It was a Great kick. Yeah, we got to hear this story about
And
Perica.
Earl said, Jose, you'll never beat me again. Earl beat him 12 times in a row. And he started imitating Perica. He goes, "You right? You said I never
I'll
win."
tell you what, when Earl gets done with this match, I'm going to go downstairs and see when I play. And I'll get Earl to come up here, and you can ask him that question. Don't forget to
That's
ask him
funny.
this.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see. I'd like to hear that story again. We've had some pretty good times out here, haven't we? You know? This is fun. Playing pool and going to motels. And, I mean, what better life could that be?
We had, yeah, that was fun back then. We even played on a pool league together.
Yeah, we did. We
That
played
was-
on that Valley League. We were the
State-
city champs 3 years in a
state-
row.
state
weren't we?
champs.
State champs 3 years in a row.
That was fun. Oh, that was fun.
I think Earl
Well-
made a little mistake here. He let that ball squeak
Yeah.
out a little bit. Yeah,
Don't
looks
look.
good. He's got room to get by the 7. He's good.
Yeah.
Looks like it's he's going to need 1, and Earl is going to need
3.
a doctor.
Yeah, doctor.
Yep, I did not want to make this easy for anybody except the weaker players. I've always said that when I was playing that the guys that make the tournament are the guys that show up every week and never cash, and they still come back. I mean, you got to commend them guys. That's why these other guys get paid. And it should always be that they should get something back, I think, anyway. There we go. Now we got is that it?
No.
Oh,
Until
he
that-
wants to try the
yeah.
shot again. Huh. Maybe the table's rolling off a little bit. It could be. We just got all the equipment set up, and there was a lot of walking on it. Who knows? Is it over? Nope. He's getting ready to
Nah.
rack. Okay, so it's what is it? 4-2.
Earl needs 3. And he needs 1.
Right, 3-1. It's a 3-1 race now. Earl needs 3, and then what's his name?
Matt Rudder.
Matt. Matt needs 1. See if Matt can knock old Earl out right from the get. One thing about it, he'll be up here a lot more. All right, this is very critical for Matt. He needs to put Earl out. Don't let him breathe. There it is.
Oh.
Boy, it was on its way.
Did he make that thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he made a ball.
3.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Does Earl have a shot? Yep, he's got to carry him. He's got to come out.
Oh, look at it. He might get shape on. Look at that. Angle for the 2.
Poor shot. Look where the 2 is, though. He's got a rough road here. He's got to get on the short side of the ball to get out. I don't know how straight he is on the one. It's hard to tell. What a great shot. Nope, over a little bit. Too much power. Well, he's got to cut this one in, and I believe he can hold his ball if he can cut it in. Or is he going to take it and play safe? No, he went for it. Oh, he missed the shot.
He got away with
He
it,
got a
maybe.
lucky roll. Definitely a lucky roll. Matt has got to do something here. He's got room to come between the 2 and 7 and kick it. He is going
Did
to
he get a rail?
no rail. Ball in hand. That's not good to do. Yeah, we were walking on the table and everything, so it's probably a little
you know
off.
what?
We're gonna have to re-level.
We
it.
got the level after this match. We'll
Yeah, we'll get somebody up there. Matter of fact, we need to tell Butch so he can get up there and get it done.
yeah. Hey, you grab
Yeah.
my keys. Our locker, you have to get the level on there. Butch got level the table.
Yeah, tell him that from walking us in the lobby, he needs to get it level so that the next match is gonna be just table 1, right?
Yeah. I think.
That makes it really tricky when when you don't know where the cue ball is gonna go
Yeah.
because it might roll off.
Yeah.
Makes playing pool pretty rough. Actually, it makes you gun shy.
Now he's gonna be mad at me.
No, he's not.
We won't tell him.
Well, how could you miss it?
Oh, this would be a fun shot to watch.
Now he's got to come around 2 rails and follow.
I'd say he's going to draw it. Your say he's going to follow?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll bet you. What do you want to bet on this shot? No, you don't gamble. That's right.
Don't gamble. Putting up $1,000 here.
That's a gamble.
Giving up 2 games on the wire. I don't gamble.
And a
Take
stick.
it easy.
And a
Yeah,
stick.
And a cue. And $50 to the woman that finishes in the highest spot. Oh, I guess I won. Well, looky there.
Wow. You know him longer than me, so you know what he
Well,
does.
it's got nothing to do with knowing Earl. It was the correct shot. He's got a tough shot here. He's got to slow roll it. He came off the rail a
Yeah.
little bit. That was not like clean as a whistle. So, and you know these tables, these diamond bar tables, they do hang a ball occasionally,
Yeah.
don't they?
Table 6 is treacherous. This one ain't bad.
Now see this, we don't know where it's going. He's kind of weird. Oh yeah. So now he still needs
2 games.
2 games. All right, so we got a 4-3 race going on. Earl's got to win the next 2 games, or he's in the booth. All right, let's see what Earl can do here. He's got to put a good breakdown. He's got to run out. It's a must situation. You know that last tournament I played, Mike? I guarantee you I was on the loser's side giving up a game on the wire, and 4 guys in a row hung up the 9-ball
Mm-hmm.
to win the match to get the cue stick. Any one of them could have won.
Well, you ever think maybe they didn't want your stick?
No, I think they had something else on their mind besides making that ball, I think is what happened. But I think they wanted the stick real bad. I know the last guy that got it, he was pretty happy. That Tony Love, he when he fired that ball in, how much was first place? It was pretty good, wasn't it?
$1,600
$1,600
Yeah,
and the cue.
in the queue. So that come out to $1,625, I believe.
Yeah, that's
With
a
the
pretty good little $25 entry fee tournament.